It's been the first day at the faculty. We've worked with Chrissy Tiller and she's had us doing different exercises that have been sort of looking at where we are and getting us to interact together.
Finding common ground, I think, has been a lot of today, and I was a little apprehensive because, like I say, I'm someone who hasn't worked all these things out, which is why I'm here, but it doesn't feel as though not knowing the answers is necessarily a bad thing yet.
The faculty was sort of promoted as an alternative education sort of arena.
I think this was a big sort of metaphor over this weekend, was the idea of a journey.
We've all brought an object with us, which was sort of a metaphor for where we were at or in our practice.
So we moved from the people into the work that they do.
And it's quite a tangible way of getting to know somebody's practice, that sort of being able to see it rather than just hearing somebody talk about it. That actual object's really useful.
You don't really get to talk to people about questions like that at all in like your normal day-to-day. Then you actually find out who people actually are, and I think that's when like collaborations are possible.
But I suppose a lot of it really was about getting to know each other as a group in quite in an unintrusive way, I suppose, and starting to start those discussions about what's important to us and why we do what we do without it being too heavy-handed.
I've had conversations with people who believe essentially in exactly the same things as I do, but in a completely different context, in a different space.
It was really nice how it all, people just sort of fed off. It wasn't as though we just sort of went around the room one at a time. It was sort of, somebody offered theirs and then it was like, oh well, I'd like to share mine now, and it just felt it felt like a really natural conversation.
Talking about art and talking about important things I find quite important, I just thought like, yeah, why aren't these conversations happening in St Helens? And it's great that they're happening here, and now I feel like I can speak.
I think for me it's been really good to like hear from different people and where they're at in the projects, and I think even though we've talked about some quite serious things like what we find is our major concerns and things like that, it's nice to know that there's other people that want the same goal.
Socially engaged art practice doesn't stand separate to what's going on in the world or in a place. It needs to have sort of a context and something to respond to.
I really feel like it could become a really incredible, powerful network and movement.